I'm working on trapping a promiscuous older man. And I kind of have had him trapped for the past 5 months, but he's already like we should have a threesome, and I'm like, I'm not your girlfriend, so you're already looking for new. We're 5 months in, and you're already like, we should spice things up. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the first year, like, I'm the spice.
Right, I'm the
least.
fucking spice.
Yeah.
It's like, but he's like already like, we should like try and do something new. And I'm like, you just like want to cheat on me, but I'm not your girlfriend, so you found a loophole.
How much older is he?
He's 17 years older than me.
Oh my God, Ivy Wolk. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Oh my God. Not me thinking you're my peer.
Hey Sluggies, I don't know if you know, but we have a producer tier. Halloween is coming up. We're planning a bunch of themed episodes. And what's really cool is if you sign up for the producer tier, you get to dictate what we do, how we dress, what the theme is. You get to send in advice. You get to send in ideas for segments. And we are at the mercy of your suggestions. So go sign up for that. And also thank you to our golden slug, Brandon. I'll tell you a couple things about Brandon. Extremely hot, extremely successful, from Texas.
Brandon.
You don't know him, but he's the homie.
Thank you, Brandon. Go get
Thank you from
some
Jaime
eyes.
Garcia. This podcast is brought to you by Skims.
I have a pair of boxers from Skims.
And how do you love them?
It's like I'm not wearing boxers. It's just free range out there. That's how comfortable these Skims are for me.
Shop our favorite bras and underwear at skims.com. After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you. Select podcasts in the survey and be sure to select Trash Tuesday in the drop-down menu that follows.
Skims.
I am so excited because I am officially going on tour, and it is starting so soon. We're right around the corner. First, September 12th and 13th, I'm going to be in Madison, Wisconsin for the first time ever. I had to reschedule last time and was never able to do it. I cannot wait. These shows are going to be so much fun. Madison, Wisconsin, and then next I'll be in Portland at the Aladdin Theater. I'm going to be in Seattle at the Neptune, Olympia, Washington, Philly, New York City, Boston. I'm hitting all the best cities this leg of this tour. So please get tickets. Come see me. It's going to be so much fun. We'll hang. I have all this new material that I've been working on. I can't wait to share it. Ooh. And you can get tickets at prettylittlebabytour.com or at the link below. I cannot wait to see you guys. Ivy is giving like 37-year-old friend of mine, and she's 21 and it's freaking me out.
How does that happen?
I grew up in Los Angeles. I just like had the demons bite me from a very young age. I had to fight my way out, and now I'm here and I'm seasoned.
And she's trying to trap a man who is 17 years older than her.
Oh, I love.
It's hard. It's proven difficult, but
what's our strategy?
My strategy is just be myself, have fun, learn along the way.
Those are good strategies.
Yeah,
Esther, or we can go the real trapping way, which is what Esther did.
What did I do?
Baby?
What?
But before that, like the ultimatums.
The ultimatums are tricky. It's a tricky dance. I had to do a few ultimatums along the way to get to where I am. You know, like if we're not living together by this time, you don't call me until you're asking me to move in.
See, when it comes to men, I have no backbone. So I really do admire that. I would let a man like kind of, if a man like doesn't think I'm attractive or isn't giving me what I want, in my head, I'm like, okay, immediately he's like so much better than me. And actually he's doing this because he's like a superior person. Like what if he wanted to like flay me down the middle and like use my skin as a throw rug? Like that would be incredible for me. I'd be like, yes, king, I'll do that for you. So like, I really admire that. But
I like what you said about your strategy being just like, be yourself, be cool. Like that is part of the strategy, especially early on.
I'm just trying to like, I mean, the thing is like, yeah, I mean, a situationship with like an older hoe man, like truly I kind of wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, but you know what? I believe that actually I am tough enough to take it. Like I have so many girlfriends I look at and I'm like, you wouldn't last a day in my shoes. Like you wouldn't be able to do this. And it's because like I love and respect them and don't want them to like go through turmoil.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like I I'm the diamond. I need pressure. And so I like, so I'm kind of a masochist in that way, where it's like I like being really tested and having my ass whooped by life and love.
Wow. Oh, wait, let's introduce Ivy, by the way.
Yeah, let's properly do this.
Today's guest is Ivy Wolk.
Hello.
She's
way too cool to be here.
She is in the hit show on FX, English Teacher. She is literally in the Oscar-dominating movie Anora. Wasn't allowed in the Cannes party.
Ooh, no, it's supposed to clap for that. I went to the party, the premiere.
You had a backbone then.
I did have a backbone then, although that was ratchet and crazy.
Why?
I definitely was just like, well, they wouldn't let me into the premiere of the movie. They eventually did when they realized who I was, that I was in it. But that was like that was nasty. And then some friend was filming me freaking out, and so I kind of got getting a Karen video abroad is like that's harrowing.
I think it was a star turning role.
Thank you.
Moment.
Thank you, and thank you, because a lot of people don't echo that sentiment. So thank you, thank you.
So how did you meet this guy? That's your
Instagram.
Who pursued who?
He was liking the stories. I slid in the DMs.
Okay.
Quid pro quo type of shit. Yeah.
We didn't have story liking in my single days. And so I do feel that I could see how that's really like such a simple gesture.
It's kind of, it's like
hot.
eye contact. It's like eye contact from across the room, except it's not, because it's entirely disembodied and disconnected. And he's just sort of liking, an image of you.
Does it have to be serial liking, or can it be like one here and then one 3 days later? Does it have to be a pattern you recognize and you're like, oh, this person's like really watching?
If I recognize it, if he's watching all the stories and then like, for example, it was the selfies he was liking, or like a particularly funny video he was liking, and I'm like, okay, I know that you're interested in sort of what it is that I'm offering you. But he was like liking the stories when he was on Ambien, like at night. And so he wasn't really aware fully that he was liking the stories because he was sort of in a fugue state. So then when I slid into the DMs, I think he was a little confused because he hadn't remembered like what his other self was doing.
I can really defend him here in that 2 things I've done on Ambien that I also did in a fugue state. First time I ever did
on Ambien.
On Ambien.
Whoa.
Now that I look back at it, I'm like, was it magical or was I just like
on Ambien?
Second thing I did is I was extreme dieting at this time. Took an Ambien, woke up with plates and food all around me.
Yeah. What your heart wants when you're on Ambien, it will get for you. I mean, honestly, it's like when Roseanne was tweeting all that shit and she was like, I was on Ambien. It's like, girl, that's your soul, and that's okay. And that's okay. And that's okay, sister, but that is your true self.
Yeah. Angel is my true self.
Yeah, that's what she wanted. Because I'm famously anxiously attached. Are you? I can't figure you out.
Yeah, I think I would say yes, but it kind of oscillates. Like there's been time. I mean, I'm definitely. Well, above all else, I'm a freeloader, right? So I'm going to stay in somebody's apartment whether or not I like them, Even if I'm like, this is the first guy that I've like been with for a while where I'm actually like, oh, I actively really like you. Usually it's like a thing in retrospect where I'm kind of so overwhelmed by the feeling that like I'll like be in a man's apartment for 16 hours a day, but I'll just sleep the entire time, because in my head I'm like, I'm doing the thing, like I'm being here, I'm being domestic, I'm doing it, but then I'm so overwhelmed by kind of like his affection for me that I'm like, I pass out. And so this is like actually me like making him house me in his apartment for 4 days, and the entire time I'm awake, and I'm like, well, let's play a card game, 3 in the morning. I'm like, 3 in the morning, I'm like, what were you like at summer camp as a kid? Fucked up. And so I say like, it used to be pretty, like, I used to be pretty avoidant, but now I'm kind of like, I like will look at him sometimes and I'll be like, I just wish that I was like your kneecap so I could always be inside of you. And he's like, he looks at me like I just spoke in hieroglyphs. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So I guess that I would say that's anxious.
But the whole going catatonic to be avoidant, maybe you do swing back and forth. Like that is a really interesting strategy to kind of just be like, I'm domestic, but I am sleeping like 3/4 of the time I'm here.
Which is famously what John Mayer has said that he's looking for in a girl.
Really?
He literally said that his ideal girlfriend is someone that's like a house cat. I don't know how he thought he could say that and not be made fun of, but like, it's like, so he wants just a girl who's sleeping on his couch,
but who scratches him on occasion if he like touches her in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I wouldn't John Mayer with somebody else's pussy, but that does sound like an ideal arrangement. I just think he's corny. I just like really, I know at this point he's like kind of infected comedy in a really interesting way. Similarly to Maddie Healy of the 1975, where these are both male musicians who are like, but what if all my friends were alternative comedians? And it's like, you don't need that. You don't need that. You don't need that.
What is Matt Healy's deal?
He's like kind of like an aging hipster who like, I don't know, Taylor Swift. Here's the thing. Here's my theory is like, Taylor Swift treated the situationship that they had as like so catastrophic because she's like a corny theater camp alcoholic, and he's like, and I say this with like obviously love in my heart, because like while I think my best friend and I call Taylor Swift the white devil, like we really don't understand the appeal, but I understand and I sympathize with her ultimately, like, because I do think actually, like, I mean, if you listen to the music, this is a woman who's consistently sad, you know, this is a girl who is just like sad and has dark thoughts and probably is like a varsity functioning anorexic, but this is my read on Taylor. But you know, she had this thing with Maddie Healy where it was like, you know, the girl from fucking theater class gets with the guy who's like smoking cigarettes in the alley, and then it fucked her up, and now Maddie is like dating an influencer, and I think she had to like date a football player in order to like make herself feel better. She had to like one up. I mean, I think most famous people, it's like the age at which you got famous is kind of the age that you're stuck forever, and it's like Taylor didn't like have a normal high school experience, and so she's like microdosing high school through her relationships in her adulthood.
True. The jock, like the star jock now.
Dating the dumb CTE'd out jock who like can't fucking recognize Eve from Adam on like a piece of paper. It's like, but she loves that. She loves that. And I just watched like, I mean, I've been like going on, I never like really listened to the music. I think like 1989 came out when I was like in middle school. And I remember like I listened to it when it came out and I liked it. But like Taylor for me has been like a kind of major cultural blind spot, and kind of recently, because I try to be like a student of pop music, because like it is like a cultural product and it does reflect sort of what we're going through as a people, similarly with reality TV, where it's like people pass it off as like vapid trash, but actually like the reason that it exists is because it's a public service and we all need it in order to see ourselves and our needs reflected back at on the screen and in the music. So I've been trying to like do a like kind of reflection, like a post facto reflection of like the Taylor Swift like life and career. And the thing is, like, she is to me just kind of extremely milquetoast and boring. Like, I listen to the music. I understand, like, with her, I think the appeal is like the lore is rich because she's been famous for so long and she's been so good at sort of keeping her fans at a distance, but also like letting them in on so much. And it's a weird balance that she walks with that. And so that's her appeal. But it's like you actually like put your earbuds in and you listen to the music, and it's like two songs are exactly like sonically the same, lyrically the same. Like, doesn't make any sense to me. She's just not interesting. And also she's like not a good enough stage performer to get away with the fame that she has.
I have to agree with that.
She really, I've seen so many clips of her where I watched last year when I was like high out of my fucking gourd on ketamine. I watched like the Eras Tour movie, and I was like so perplexed at just like what everybody was crying over. I mean, it's the lore that they're crying for. It's really like you feel like you're like participating with history when you watch her, I guess, in a way, because like it has to be that, right? Because like the voice is good, but it's not stellar. The performance is boring, and she kind of like lacks presence. It's interesting to me.
Who is it for you then? Who's your North Star of like pop music?
My North Star for pop music. I mean, I'm really like, I've been really fascinated with Britney lately. I think Madonna really is like the apex for me.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
you're
God.
a genius.
Madonna is really the apex for me because she was as much a pop star as she was a performance artist, and she synthesized like so many kind of weird subcultural things and then made them big and popular, while also like it didn't some things I guess maybe probably felt appropriative if you like would look into it, but I think actually like she was into all that stuff deeply, and she clearly was a girl that was like, you know, watching Jean-Michel Basquiat like shoot up in their loft and being like, you're so crazy. Like, you know, it's like obviously like she run game, she been there.
Right,
She walks the walk.
Yes,
she really,
exactly.
yes, I agree.
All
Yeah.
the shit that I think Madonna sings about and has used in her performance style and even in like the sex book and all these things, it's like I know this is like a nasty hoe. Like I know one thing about Madonna is I know that this bitch has let two guys fuck her butt at once and she just did it to have a song.
So you
know?
don't think that Taylor has a hidden like nasty honess?
Taylor to me is the kind of girl where if you get in a fight with her, she thinks like a great move is to like throw her phone at you from across the room. Like that's the vibe I get from Taylor, where she's like, fuck you, and then she like throws the phone. And it's like that's what keeps her interesting to men, is like the fact that she kind of is like, well, when's she gonna throw the phone? But otherwise it's like, I don't know. But she does clearly have some sort of real pull with men that is quite interesting to me, and I wish I could like install a security
You
camera
think
into
she
her
has
home.
a pull with men?
I mean,
She dated Harry Styles.
Yeah, that's
I'm so
Jules'
curious
ultimate.
about that.
Let's look at facts on paper. Like,
She's pulled every
when
single
you're a
guy.
super famous pop star, it's a little easier to have pull with men.
I think quite the opposite.
What?
Yeah, I think like really.
Who is Harry Styles gonna date? Like a fan? Like they have limited options at that
the
point.
pool is limited, and so I guess like I mean, and the thing with Taylor was like she dates too many guys. She sings about how she's dating too many guys, and it's like she just happened to be extraordinarily famous. Like paparazzi was following her, so like there was, you know, maybe there's probably relationships she's had that we don't know about, but that was like the only place she was like afforded any sort of discretion. But it's like everybody was watching her every move since she was 16 years old, and so it's like anybody that she fucks or goes out with or whatever, like, and that's the thing is with her fans, they're so fucking like people online call it like QAnon for white chicks. It's like literally that's what it is. It's like they're so fucking schizophrenic that anybody that she's seen with, all of a sudden it's like, well, actually these 3 songs on the B-sides of this album are actually about this guy that she went to lunch with in Cape Cod. And it's like they just extrapolate whatever the fuck from any image, any like slight glint at the camera in her eyes that she makes to like a paparazzi, you know, a paparazzo. And it's like they just, her fans take and build lore from whatever she gives them, and she knows that, and that's the relationship with the fans that she has, and that's why she's so interesting. Because I feel like with Britney, that's so compelling is like the meta narrative, where it's like it's not controlled by her. Like Britney is somebody that it's hard to wrestle with sort of when you listen to her music in retrospect. She wasn't writing any of that stuff. She wasn't, you know, creative directing or spearheading her own career really. Even from before the conservatorship, like she did not have that much autonomy. She was like a machine. Granted, she was like a fucking bright, shining star and like had this like inimitable, ineffable like star power that people still are like wrestling with today. Like she was so enigmatic because you can't tell about Britney, like what is it that we all love so much about Britney? It's just something in the eyes, something in the body, the way she moves. And a lot of the early Britney music, even pre-conservatorship, is like, you don't understand me, everybody's trying to control me, I need to do what I want, like overprotected, not yet a girl, not yet a woman. Like she had all these songs about like people stifling her and then trying to control her image and all these things. But that was even before that was happening. It was like the people that were writing the music for her sort of were taking these like classic teen girl ideas of like, my mom is, you know, telling me that I have to keep my door unlocked in my room, and then, you know, ascribing that to Britney, who was the teen idol, these like very distinctly teen feelings. But now we look back at those in retrospect and don't see that these writers were like just writing about like general teen feelings of like oppression and suppression, and now we see it as like this was like her message to the label. And it's like no, but the meta narrative with Britney is, that's what's interesting, is like you look back at all of it in retrospect and you're, you know, trying to QAnon white woman yourself into thinking that it was all folding in on itself. But what the thing about Taylor is like she's been in control of her meta narrative and her, you know, direct narrative the entire time. And she does that on purpose. And so I think that's the thing that people like about Taylor. Also, I think it's like, because she's sort of awkward and because she's like kind of, I mean, I think she's like a beautiful woman, but like also she doesn't serve looks. Let's just say that. Like Taylor's not popping out on a carpet in something where you're like, wow, that's gonna push the needle forward.
And do you think that that's an intentional thing, or she just doesn't have
I think she's like corny by spirit, and so she doesn't really have those sort of instincts in her, but that's what makes her people like her
Because
so much, because she's
sometimes,
a surrogate for women of the world. It's like a woman of the world classically is not going to be wearing some like Chappell Roan Charlie XCX shit to like a work function, you know?
Sometimes I do think it's an intentional thing she does, where she sits right in the middle of like not quite being fashionable, the hair, the fit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if this is an intentional move or if that's...
Well, she's perfect for like
Yeah.
Southern white women.
Yes.
Now I have a question for you. And this is for Jules. Since you're our little genius, what strategy would you employ to hook up with your ultimate boy crush like ever? And in this case, it's Harry Styles. From here, where we're at, you're a podcaster, you're on Bad Friends. What can we help you? What can we do to craft a strategy for you to finally get with Harry Styles?
Oh.
I don't even know. I feel like I don't have the pull at all. I can just offer my pussy and like just send a picture.
How do we even get there? How do we even have him open the said, photo of pussy?
You have to like work with some publicist.
Yes, you have to be in the right room.
Yeah,
you
and get
have
in the
to
room.
employ some like shadow strategy.
What shadow strategy?
I mean, just like
accidentally being near him and looking good.
Gaming the system sort of to get in the same spaces as him, like knowing. I mean, but the thing is, like, that requires. I don't know much about Harry Styles, so that requires like kind of knowing what his public persona is and like where he is spotted. Like, I guess like if there are restaurants he frequents and paparazzi photos, or if he's the kind of guy to like go to like a, Variety magazine party or something. It's like trying to get into those places. Like you really do have to think about like where is he being photographed?
And
Put
let me
yourself
be
there.
so clear, it's possible. Look at Hailey Bieber.
Exactly.
Look at Meghan Markle, Miss Fake ass story of like, I didn't even know who he was. It's like, bitch, I know people who knew you where you said, I'm going to marry that man before you ever met him.
And congratulations.
Yeah. Like
the thing with Hailey Bieber is I'm like, and congratulations.
Yes.
sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
You fucking did it. You did the thing.
No
That really-
shame.
it's possible. It is fully possible.
Yeah.
It's always possible.
I know that he's into running and that
You're going to chase him?
So maybe I just have to start like doing marathons and then just see if he's there.
That's like the one thing you don't do is run.
I hate running.
You know what's sad to me about comparing Britney and Taylor is like, if you look at them, it's like it all boils down to the difference between like having rich, educated parents and like
And being a damn hick who
from
had to...
Kentwood, Louisiana.
Yeah, being from motherfucking Kentwood. Yeah. I mean, Britney is like, they're both women who got famous as children, but the circumstances were different. I feel like Taylor sort of immediately hit her stride. Like everybody when she was like 14 was like, this is the girl. And then before that, you don't really hear from her. But it's like, Britney was a child actress and she was like doing off-Broadway stuff when she was a kid. And she was like, there was just so many like forces in her family trying to make her famous. Ultimately, like it is really sad that the people that wanted to make her famous were the people that like, I mean, now it's like she gives lobotomized. Like truly, it's like the Instagram is a joy, but it is like very hard to watch because it's like, I mean, it's the same thing I feel about Amanda Bynes where it's like something happened to you.
That's been my biggest heartbreak is Amanda Bynes.
Really hard because Amanda was like, I mean, leading a sketch comedy show at 12 years old is like an insurmountable amount of fucking pressure. And to have that comedic timing and that screen presence at that young of an age, like of course something fucking terrible and mind melting is gonna happen to you because like that's what fucking happens is like your star can't like burn for that long before it just becomes absolutely too much, especially if you are like unsupported, especially if things, I mean, it's a miracle that fucking Lindsay Lohan is like back in the cultural fold.
I can't believe it. I'm
looks
in
as
shock
amazing as she
over it.
does.
Yeah.
It's like that was a girl who like her fucking dad was in prison for like insider trading and their like domestic violence and like all this shit was happening. Like her home life was fucking bad on top of her being like a fucking international superstar. And it was like all these forces. She had nowhere to go that was like fully safe. And of course she crashed out. And like the fact that, you know, she's back and we've like accepted her now again is amazing. That kind of reappraisal of a woman usually only happens after they have died.
I think it's the good facelift.
I think that really helps because if she still sort of looked like a woman who had been, you know, around the damn block at the Chateau Marmont, like pounding, you know, keys upon lines upon keys for as long as she was, people would not be as welcoming to her. It's the fact that she looks young again, and that's when we remember her being clean and good to us. And so you get that face back and people are like, there she is, you know? And so it still is like kind of buried underneath these like layers of sexism and like all this shit. But I mean, maybe like the ends justify the means, and the fact that even though like, yeah, she had to like, you know, get her face stapled into a fucking ponytail in the back of her neck to have us love her again, maybe it does signal like a sort of paradigm shift of like, okay, we can actually like open our hearts to these women while they're still alive. Because
there's a roadmap.
Yes. We look back at a female celebrity whom we have like culturally wronged, or who crashed out, or who was like done dirty or whatever. And we only do that after she has passed. And then until then, it's like you're still a villain to us. And then once you've died, you're sort of like made into a saint or like a martyr for culture. So I think hopefully like Lindsay, especially since she's like obviously still like coherent and doing well, unlike somebody like Brittany or Amanda, who we've come now to be like, oh, those women were like victims of their circumstance and victims of our culture. But these are women who it's like, will Brittany ever make another album? Will she ever perform at that caliber again? Will Amanda Bynes ever like be back on screen? They probably don't want to. That's the thing. They want to be seen in some way. Otherwise they would be hermits and they wouldn't be like posting videos of them spinning on Instagram. But it's like they can't perform at the caliber that they once did, nor do they probably want to, because it was so psychically, physically torturous.
Do you have any like celebrity crush like Jules does that you would try to go after?
Yeah, well, there's one guy that since I was in the third grade, I have like really kind of like, and it's waning, but now I would actually know exactly how to get this motherfucker to do whatever I wanted and open his bank account to me, and that's one Mr. Louis C.K. And I would know exactly how to get this motherfucker to give me everything in his wallet, all of his assets. He would write a fucking like will with my name in it, like.
He's making you beneficiary on all the accounts.
Like this, there's a person like a certain kind of like erotically submissive pervert like that I exactly understand how to game. I mean, like
since the third grade.
I didn't know this when I was in third grade, but I wanted to fuck him when I was in third grade for sure. I listened to like Chewed Up on my mom's iPad, and I was like, wait. Hold on a minute. And it's kind of pervaded. I mean, now he like obviously is old, but that is like a kick him when he's down type of thing. You know, his spirit has obviously been weathered by his brush with the #MeToo movement. And so, you know, I know I would be able to kind of get in there and abrade and sort of poke until he did whatever he wanted.
I don't think you'd have to do much.
What would you do? What would your strategy be?
I would just probably like make eye contact with him and be like, I know that you're like a sick motherfucker. You like get your rocks off from doing like sick shit, and you know, have like a sort of impropriety fetish, and so you say nasty things and you do nasty things so that you can like, you know, hurt your own feelings, and then that in turn turns you on. And like, I know exactly just like how to hurt you. That's probably what I would do. Like, I mean, I used to do like phone sex and like dominatrix, like webcam porn and stuff like that, and so it's like I know how to do these things. Like I know these types of motherfuckers. Can you spot
them from a mile away?
Yeah. They have a certain kind of energy, and like, you know, they type in a certain way, they talk in a certain way. I know, and they're always flighty is the thing. Like a submissive man actually is always gonna be the one that's the least consistent with money. Like I just know how they speak. I know how they evade things. I know how they obfuscate. Like I get it. And so I can sense it. And I see in Louis something extremely similar where I'm like, you just want to be told that you're fucking ugly and you want to jerk off about it. And it's like, I know exactly how to do that. And I understand he's like your guys' industry peer, but technically he's mine too. So I can say this. we be at the same clubs, okay? It's like, I'll run into him when I run into him, and y'all will find out.
I feel like you're really close though. There is I feel like you're a little bit further from Harry, but this one is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right around the corner.
I chose somebody in my field. I particularly chose somebody in my field. I mean, is he somebody where it's like, do I really find him attractive that much anymore. Like, no, not really. But he is somebody where I know he would be achievable. It would be extremely attainable for me and Louis. I would exactly know how to do that. I don't know who's like somebody sexy that I would be unattainable. I don't really know. I guess maybe like in terms of, I feel like in my own personal life, like I have this complex that like all of my interpersonal romantic conquests are so unattainable that maybe like the fantasy for me with a celebrity is like somebody that I could actually get. So it's like the reverse of most people, where it's like the celebrity crush is the person that you never in a million years could fuck, but then in your real life it's like you have a breadth of choice. But for me, it's like in my real life I've like struggled so much to actually get laid over the past few years and to date and all these things. So it's like with my celebrity crushes, it's like I only try to think what's actually achievable. I mean, because here's the thing, it's like I'm gonna pop your dick out of my mouth and start talking about pop stars and actresses, you know? It's like kind of like what I do need is like a Gen X gay guy. Like that would kind of be the perfect dream man for me forever, is like if I were to date a guy who's like, honey, Tara Reid, you know? And it's like, then, you know, you're speaking my language.
You guys, I'm a new mom. My are all over the place. Sorry, Jaime.
It's okay.
I'm sure you've seen them fluctuate a lot in the last year. My body, my size has fluctuated, but what I love about Skims is that I haven't had to buy any new bra, any new underwear, any new loungewear, because it just adapts to my new shape. Whatever season of your life you're going through, Skims has got you. And what I love about the Skims Fits Everybody collection is I literally wear their bras to sleep. When I tell you I wear these things 24/7, I mean it. They are seamless. They are soft. They are buttery on my body. My favorite ones are the racerback bralettes. And not only are they super comfortable, but they keep the girlies up. And I need these girlies up. I'm still breastfeeding. They are big. They are heavy. They need that support. But I can do that without an underwire. And that, my friends, is a dream come true. Shop my favorite bras and underwear and Jaime's favorite bras and underwear at skims.com. After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you, select podcast in the survey, and be sure to select Trash Tuesday in the drop-down menu that follows.
Skims.
You were on Subway Takes.
Can I eat this?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, is this a problem?
So I have like a list of like just takes, and I wanted to know your opinion on that other people have said.
Amazing.
All businesses in New York should be required to have a public restroom.
I agree. I agree.
Ban singing happy birthday in restaurants.
What's wrong with a little musicality? Or adorning your dinner? What's wrong with being at a few tables over and hearing some notes getting into your steak? I think it's good for the body. I think it impacts the nutrition.
I tend to lean towards kind of grinchy, and even I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's fucking grin and bear it. It's 30 seconds.
And you sing along. I always do.
Right, and that's the thing is like the people that are singing you happy birthday at the restaurant don't want to be singing it either. It's just customary. Grin and bear it with everybody. It'll be fucking over soon. It's 30 seconds of a whole life.
The person who hates it the most is the person who's being sung to, by the way.
Exactly.
So it's like, just, you're fine.
Just participate.
Be happy it's not your
Social
birthday.
Participation points.
You'll be okay.
Gavin Rossdale demanded banning angel hair pasta, calling it mushy and flavorless.
You're cooking it wrong. You're cooking it a little too long, you know? It's just that's
it's already to the point of mushy, but it's really hard to not get angel hair pasta mushy. You'd have to to get it al dente, probably like 1 minute in a boil.
Yeah.
Max, right?
Yeah.
Also, is Gavin Rossdale out of prison, celebrity prison? Or are we still we still hate him for having sex with a nanny?
Was he in the Kia asylum? Was he irrelevant for a while, or was it people were mad at him because he did something?
Yeah, they were mad at him because he cheated on Gwen with a nanny.
Ben Affleck and Jude Law also. There's a whole
Arnold
list of them.
Schwarzenegger did it?
Arnold Schwarzenegger had a kid.
Right.
And who he loves more than I think his actual kids. He's always flaunting
because
him.
that is the one kid that looks like him.
It's the one kid that
is it Patrick from White Lotus? Is
No,
he
that's his regular kid.
That's his regular
That's
kid.
not his affair kid.
Who's the affair kid?
He looks like a bodybuilder.
And he's not a celebrity.
No.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Looks just like him.
Created in his father's image. That's dark. That's dark. When a son looks too much like a father, it's like, what happened in the home?
You think? Tell me more.
Well, maybe this is just my like dad was out the house type of mindset where I'm like, yeah, if your dad loves you too much, you're gay. So it's just me being defensive. That was fully me being defensive. That was me projecting onto a father's love for a child. That was damage. That was trauma.
You're not off base because look at it. It's like his own children that were raised in his house with him are not like him at all. But then the one child that is like, you know, off in the shadows is
because
like
you're chasing daddy's love.
Exactly.
Carving yourself out in daddy's image so that he can see you.
So
I mean, listen, my dad always wanted to be a stand-up comic. That's my job now. And guess what? Has he ever asked me more questions about myself in my life than since I started getting success with stand-up? Nope. So look at that now. Every time I fucking talk to my dad, it's like a Deadline.com interview. I swear to God. It's like he is curious for damn once. And that's a beautiful thing. We found our way back to each other. It just, you know, I had to sort of do the thing that he always dreamed of in order to get that. But, you know, many such cases.
Sometimes
Arnold
it's like that with ex-boyfriends too.
Yeah.
Or current boyfriends.
Tell me. Give me an example.
I can't think of any, but it just feels right to me. That you do the thing that you knew your ex always wanted.
Oh, right.
You know.
Right. And it also makes you feel like you're always a part of them or that they can't ignore you.
Mm-hmm.
They can't erase you in the past because it's like, oh, you're going to see me in the magazines that you read. You're going to see me, you know, in the clubs that you frequent, stuff like that. Yeah.
Do you have siblings?
No.
I've picked up on that in a nice way.
Yeah, I have no siblings. And it's a beautiful life. I'm glad for it.
Yeah.
I think I would be a terrible sister. I mean, the way that like people on the internet are like, nobody talks about like the runoff trauma of like having like a special needs sibling as like the other sibling. It's like that's how my siblings would be on TikTok if I had siblings. My siblings that would be on TikTok. Like nobody talks about how actually hard it is to have Ivy Wolk as your fucking sister. Everything was about her. All the attention went to her. Yeah, I think it would have been damaging. America has gotten soft ever since we stopped drinking whole milk. I mean, I think
it's such a lame nothing take to me.
Yeah.
It's like nothing there. It's like everyone's soft now. It's like that's so you're not saying anything to me.
Yeah, I just think like there's, you know, correlation does not equal causation. It's like, yeah, we stopped drinking whole milk and then also other cultural forces.
It's just like sexist bullshit of like some guys probably like, what? Why do we need almond milk? It's like, so what? We like it. We like different milks.
Options.
Like,
Let's live.
He's mad that the world has broadened. He's like, oh, women having opinions. It's like, yeah, new fucking turning over the new leaf, motherfucker.
The cows need a break.
The cows need a break. Milk a coconut. If I have to go up to order, I'm not tipping. Kill yourself. I mean, I used to like when I was in high school, I worked at the food court in the Grove at the farmer's market. We only took cash tips. We didn't have like any of the iPad turnaround shit because my boss insisted on us having a cash register from the 1950s, which you couldn't see behind the counter, by the way. So it wasn't for the customers. It was just for us to be confused and have to count out coins in the palms of our fucking hands. It was horrible. But so there was no option for tipping. And so there was like a little can, like a empty can on the counter where people could put like cash tips. We would all pool our tips as well. Like at the end of like a working week, like you would go home with like, you know, $2.03 in tips. Absolutely fucking horrible. And at sometimes like our boss, because she thought like that tipping was like tacky, so she would hide the tip jar so that customers couldn't find it. So we tried to like make the tip jar more obvious and like put a sign on it that was like tips, like a bright neon green sign that was like tips, and we put it like right in the center where the customers come to, like where we ring up the food and everything. And she was like, this is an eyesore, that's ugly. Hid it behind other shit. Was like, if they want a tip, they can find it, they can look for it. And so the iPad is like, even though like, yeah, sometimes it's like you're buying a $7 coffee and it's like expecting you to like tip, I don't know, $1.50 or something. It's like, I always do it because it's like, I know what it's like to like have tips be concealed, and that fucking sucks. Going home with like, you know, $2 and like 3 coins in a fucking paper clip, like, and just like that's your wares for the evening. It's like, that fucking sucks. So I'm always gonna tip.
I mean, especially if I am paying a $7, $8 coffee. It's like if I'm already there doing that, I have the money for that. I can put in the extra
dollar. If I'm already like out not making something at home and buying something extravagant, it's like at least the person that makes it for me or facilitates the making of it can get a little bit.
Right.
I think this is also culturally like not up with the times because I do, maybe just because I was younger, but I feel like, you know, when I used to like go order at the counter at Panera, like it wasn't a thought to tip, but it's just things have changed so much now. And like that's just kind of how the culture now is you tip at a to-go order.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like there's a type of guy, maybe you guys, I'm wrong, but who always makes this argument.
Yeah, and that gets the pussy real dry. Yeah. I gotta tell you, nothing. If you're complaining to me about $1, $2 extra, like
disgusting.
you're never coming inside me.
Absolutely
like, ever.
hate that. Okay. Guys in New York want to date a candid girlfriend, not a cool girl. She got a lot of flack for this video. People were calling her like, you know, the internalized misogyny allegations were, you know, spewing her way. I think like this is really true. Like men in New York definitely have like an idea of the kind of woman that is dateable. I mean, most male comics that I know date girls that are like quiet and in grad school, you know, and it's like that's a beautiful type of woman, you know, love a queen like that. It's always guys that like don't actually have much to show for themselves or like don't themselves bring much to the table besides like being baseline funny and charismatic, like want a very specific type of sort of subservient woman. Like it's always a woman who, it's not like they're like on some trad wife shit, but it's always like guys want like a woman who like is quiet, I think, sort of naturally, at least kind of a lot of the men in New York that I'm around. Yeah, so I did agree with Steph on this one because I think Steph and I have like similarly struggled in dating in New York as women who are sort of like as severe in our rhetoric as we are sort of in our Slavic American features. And so, you know, our faces sort of pull to a center. We've both got the strong chin, the strong nose, the strong brow, and also like the sharp tongue. And so I understood what she was saying with this, but I think a lot of people didn't get it. So Steph, I concur.
I think it's like a certain type of guy, you know, it's like the boring, insecure guy that's probably...
He thinks it means something in an optics kind of way.
Yeah.
Yes, it's optics. Yeah. It's curatorial. It's like you don't want to date somebody that will better you or be interesting for you. Maybe it's just sort of like what you can present to other people. I mean, I think a lot of the reason why men do a lot of things is for other men.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Men are extremely homosocial that way. They do things to titillate and
each
pique
other.
The interest of other men.
I think so too. In fact, we talk a lot about this on this show where it's like if it wasn't for a boner and a pussy or any kind of like, you know, sexual needs, I do think that they would rather be with each other all day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, like, yeah, guys, when I was in college, like, guys that I knew basically like said as much where they were like, I kind of only fuck so that I can have stories to bring back to my boys, like hunter-gatherer ass shit.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of just want to posture and prove to other men that you're doing something with yourself. And it's like that kind of mimetic desire of like the wanting to want and seeing somebody else want something and then getting it.
Yeah.
And so it's like men are just very...
I can relate to this in a way where it's like I mostly dress for other women.
Yeah.
I couldn't give a shit what a guy thinks of what I'm wearing, like at all.
Yeah.
In fact, when he says I look good, I'm probably doing something wrong.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like I have these, like, I bought these like stupid fucking shorts on Depop recently that are like very a pair of shorts that like would only be paired with a little fedora and like a vest in like a High School Musical, like on a High School Musical extra where they're like plaid with like a maternity waistband, cargo shorts with fake cargo short pockets so the pockets don't lead anywhere.
Sacrilegious.
Yes, like ugly fucking shorts. Ugly fucking High School Musical character ass shorts. But I love them and I love the way they look. And like fucking the guy that I'm dating was like, those shorts are hideous. Stavros Halkias was like, those shorts are fucking hideous. And it's like, okay, well, y'all dress like fucking shit. So, but then a really hot girl, I was like at a birthday party wearing those shorts, and an extremely hot, cool girl with an amazing haircut was like, I love those. Where did you get them? And I was like, I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
If men don't understand it, you're doing something right.
It does
I
make
agree.
me feel bad though, because I feel like Dave hates how I dress, and I don't care.
You
but
dress so cute.
Thank you, but he just longs for a moment where I might ever one day wear a dress.
A sundress. Oh my God, I hear
You're
this
wearing
all
like
the time.
hot jeans that are so low.
Thank you. I know we see eye to eye.
You wear great jeans that are always so low where I'm like, her balls are gonna pop out. Like, your jeans are always so low but they fit and they're just hanging on. And I'm like, you're showing.
Wait.
You're giving us midriff.
Thank you. We really were raised in the same asylum.
A red flag for me is if a guy is into lingerie.
Well, that's kind of gay.
Thank you.
'Cause
Okay,
it's a signifier of like what sex is and what sex with a woman is.
Yeah.
But it's like that's not actually what it is. What it actually is like my pubes have like a clump of discharge in them. Like that's what sex with a woman is.
Exactly. No, I agree.
And don't wince.
Oh, I've had the clumps. The clumps are
when,
there.
When lube like kind of congeals to the bush, it's like that's what sex with a woman is.
And if he pulls his dick out and there aren't clumps on his dick,
right?
Wait, did we even have sex?
Exactly. It's like we're sharing microbiome right now. There's yeast being transferred back and forth. We're volleying yeast. It's like that's what it is. It's not a fucking Love Shack fancy like I don't know. Pink lace bra with a matching panty and garter. Like, that has nothing to do with my life. That's Playboy magazine from the 70s.
Red flag. I'm telling you, if a guy's like, I'm really into lingerie, not sometimes. I mean, he like brings it up repeatedly.
I've
He
never
probably
had
wants
that.
to wear it.
Right, no, exactly. Exactly. It's like, why don't you put it on?
This is itchy. You try.
Yeah, you try it. Wouldn't you feel so gorgeous?
Wait, lingerie. I see a lot of sides here, because to me, I also see when a guy doesn't care at all about lingerie, that's a little insulting.
Well, if you
come with it, if you offer it, but if a man is invoking it, like I would really like you to wear this, it's like then put it on.
Exactly, because if you already like it and it's already a part of your rotation, that's one thing. And he's like, oh wow, I really like that.
Yeah, because there is nothing worse and more just like degrading to your self-image when you like try and put on like a sexy thing and a guy literally doesn't notice.
Yeah.
That's like, think about that angle for a second.
I do, and I have, and I kind of like it.
When he doesn't.
I love when I try and like in terms of just like underwear, say for instance, because I've gone really extreme. Jules, you can speak to this. The panties that I'm rocking these days are not even considered panties. I don't know what they are, but they hang. They're baggy.
I do the hang. I do like little boys like boxer briefs that like pool around the ass because they're like supposed to fit like a pull up underneath. Right. Like that's what I'm wearing.
Disgusting.
I'm wearing diapers.
Yeah. To bed every night.
Yeah.
I Winnie the Pooh around the house just with a really ugly t-shirt with hanging diaper butt.
Yeah, good for you. You're just fighting. Like you're just, I have a take and it's against you.
Okay.
I think you are having a defense mechanism against like trying and being, and I know not all the time, but I'm just saying there could be embedded in you where you're like, I'm not going to try and I'm not going to be a little sexy because like I've been with a guy where I do try and they don't care. So why bother?
Okay. So to that I say, I've done the variety of diapers. I've worn diapers to very pretty things. And the reason that I find it a green flag in my partner, like he literally, because I don't think very highly of men, he doesn't notice. He doesn't notice when I'm wearing a diaper or something very sexy, and it just takes the pressure off in terms of like, and even when I try, he wants to fuck me. Even when I don't, he wants to fuck me.
But I'm not arguing against that. I think that's great too. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if you do try, like maybe a little acknowledgement would be nice and not to just have
In what way?
Like if you got like a push-up bra or like whatever the fuck.
Why the push-up? Tell me.
Because you know that's like the one thing that really like makes the difference is like all the cleavage, you know?
Yeah.
Like just something that was really sexy. Like you want to be noticed. You don't want it to be like it's nothing.
The problem though is my idea of sexy is so unbelievably skewed. Like I've realized this like only in like the past year of my life have I actually like put any sort of concerted effort into trying to present as like sexy or even like baseline feminine. Like I used to just like Turtle from Entourage like every single day, and I'm kind of doing that with the shorts, but the top is tight and that's the gesture that I'm offering you. But usually it is like shorts down to my calves. Like my outfits all last year, it was like a flat brim hat backwards, a chain, a 3XL men's shirt and then like shorts that went down to my ankles. And like, I was like, why is nobody trying to fuck me? And like, that's how I dress. My idea of like sexing up an outfit is like ripping a hole in a pair of fishnets and like putting them on with like shoes that are like ripped and disgusting and a dress that is like the worst color of all time that has like too many buckles. And it's like, and then eyeliner that like goes all the way to like my temples. That's like when I am like, I'm stepping out tonight. That's what the fuck I'm wearing. And it like still doesn't really work. But to me, it's like I'm figuring it out. And so
And you're feeling it.
I'm feeling it. What's frustrating, it's not really to me what's frustrating is like when a man doesn't notice anything. But what's frustrating is when a man can't see you trying. Because like when I dress like that and then I show up on a date and a guy's like, what are you wearing? I'm like, you can't see that this is me like trying to be pretty for you. This is me trying to be sexy for you. Can't you just appreciate like the gesture, the sheer notion of it?
So when was the last time you wore a sundress? You two?
I just don't dress like that.
I know.
Do
I
we-
just don't.
That's just not a thing.
I don't. Honestly, dresses are not comfortable for me. Like every once in a while, I'll put one on and I feel really cute.
But there's
it's, like,
something
not
specific to
comfortable.
sundresses.
Yeah,
the flowy that
I
like
think it's like a trad wife type of
Yeah.
thing where it's like, you know, they've got this sort of like ruched, loosed bust that shows the cleavage where you could pop, you know, a tit over like the fucking bust to like feed your 1,000 children and then pop it back in and like go back to making the bread. Like I think really it's just like the men talking about like the whole sundress thing, it is really just like kind of trad wife conservative Twitter brained where it's like these are, again, like the lingerie, these are signifiers of what it means to like have a woman in your house and have had sex with a woman. Like it's not actually what any of it entails, but these are what men think these are like the symbols of. Similarly, it's like me sleeping in a guy's bed for 16 hours a day being like, but I'm doing the thing. It's like the sundress, the lingerie, these types of things are like men being like, but that's what the thing is. And it's like, no, that's just maybe a part of the thing. That's a costume of the entire thing.
right.
I will never forget. Like we were in New York, me and Dave, and I went to this like lingerie store and I got these like sheer lace like sleeves. Like obviously I know they're not, that's like not the lingerie, that's like not hot, but I thought they were so cool, and they were so cute. Like I'd wear like a baggy t-shirt with like these like whatever sleeves, and we went to dinner. We were at Foul Witch, and I remember like we were sitting there and he's like 10 minutes into the dinner he's like, so we're gonna talk about these sleeves.
And that's the thing, I get that a lot is like when I show up wearing something absolutely fucking crazy and a guy's like, are we gonna address that, like your eyeliner is like literally all, your hair is pinned back so your eyeliner can go even further up in your hairline, and like you're wearing a pair of like 7-inch like vinyl boots and like a dress with like, I don't know, Morrissey's face on it and like ripped fishnets, and like you look like a Rocky Horror Picture Show hooker, and like that's my idea of sexy. And I wish that men more so would be like, it's so amazing that you tried for me tonight, instead of being like, truly you look like I just picked you up under a bridge.
I do end up liking it. Even it's like I both feel a little embarrassed when he does that, and then I also like it because it is funny, and like we're obviously together. But if it was not that comfort of like, I would die. I would actually I would die inside, and I would want to leave.
Speaking of Morrissey to me is really interesting. And I went to one of his shows and he insists at the Hollywood Bowl, the entire menu that you could order from was like strictly vegan.
Yeah.
But you know, he's like outwardly like racist. And
What?
so he is sort of like the juxtapose of like, it can happen. You can really care about animals and go full vegan
and not care about people.
And not care about people at all.
He's like, I mean, I've got his handwriting tattooed on me. I've got a lyric of his tattooed on my leg. Like, I fucking love that man and his work so much. But yeah, he is like it's just like what happens when a gay guy is so lonely that it rots his brain. Like that really is what it is. Like, I mean, I'm seeing him at Radio City Music Hall in New York on the 16th of September. And I'm like, you have to go into every concert of his knowing that it could get canceled on a dime. You get there, everybody loads in 30 minutes before he's supposed to start playing. Somebody comes out and is like, sorry. I've seen him twice now. Both were shows that he showed up to, but it's like, you know, I'm like reading like the Morrissey like Reddit page to see like, and like the show right before mine will be a show that he canceled or somewhere. And it's like, it's just like you.
But it
always,
doesn't matter. You're indoctrinated. If you've been indoctrinated by
experience. I mean, it's the same thing where it's like I bought something on Courtney Love's Depop that was already sold it to somebody already but didn't mark it as sold, and so Courtney Love stole $45 from me, and it's like that's the experience, you know. Like I would prefer honestly that to, or that's like the same as getting something that she owned once. It's like having her steal $45 plus shipping from me is like
On
cool.
brand.
Like I got the experience.
That was also one of my lived through this.
I have Courtney and Amy Winehouse tattooed on my arm.
Oh God, I feel like Courtney is probably above all else because I was never big into Britney or any of the pop starlets, but Courtney Love was
The coolest.
The coolest,
The fucking coolest and the funniest, and like literally just had beef with absolutely fucking everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, to this day, still beefing with Madonna. Like, what's really funny, okay, is so there was that letter that came out a few months ago, that like open letter from the Broadway community against Patti Lupone after she like did that New Yorker profile where she like was beefing with like Keisha Lewis and Audrey McDonald and all this shit. So there was like this open letter that came out where it was like 4,000 people on Broadway like signed this open letter to like try to get Patti Lupone to like issue an apology to these women. And at the fucking bottom of the list, a woman who has never been on Broadway once in her life, Courtney Love, like signed the list. It's like, bitch, you're messy too. Like, and that's what's really funny to me is like Courtney is like so messy and such a hating ass bitch.
Yeah.
I think she just wanted to be a hater, and so she was willing to be a hypocrite for 1 second to just like sign this letter and pretend to be woke for a
God, I
second
love
and like
her.
be a fucking hater. And it's like the thing is, it's crazy for her to like sign this open letter against Patti Lupone because they have a shared enemy in Madonna.
Right.
And it's like the enemy of your enemy is also your friend, girl. Like, don't fucking be messy and sign this open letter. Like, you and Patti can talk about how you think like Madonna has no presence. Like, go hang out. You guys are basically the same, just in different industries. Like Courtney Love and Patti Lupone are like the same type of like nasty, like bitchy, funny, callous older lady, just in different industries. And it's like, it's so sad. Like I saw her name on that letter and I was like, I appreciate that you're like committed to being a hating ass bitch no matter what. But also it's like, you guys could have a great podcast. They could have an excellent fucking podcast. I love Courtney
I
so
love
much.
her so much.
She's so important. She's
she
so
really
special.
is. God.
They tried to say she killed her husband. And that's kind of like the apex of like allegations you can get as a woman when people hate you culturally is like she killed a man, you know, like that's because they can call you a whore, they can call you a bitch, they can call you crazy, whatever, all this shit. But it's like people will actually like take it to their fucking grave if you get an allegation of like killing a man.
That's like Aja Argento.
Yes, with Anthony Bourdain. Mm-hmm, exactly.
She will never escape those allegations.
No, exactly. If you get accused of like, you know, being the reason that a man killed himself, like you're, you know, people will never.
I feel like
wash that stain
Ariana
from you.
maybe got out of that a little bit, but it still sticks to her once in a while.
It definitely does still stick to her, but Ariana Grande, she's kind of a rich text in a way. Like Ariana Grande is somebody who actually like has truly been through unimaginable horrors. I mean, literally a terrorist attack carried out in her name. What? How many bitches can say that?
Crazy.
How many bitches can be that famous? You know, it's like that didn't happen to Taylor, that didn't happen to Beyonce, that didn't happen to Britney. Ariana Grande had suicide bombers at her concert carrying out a terrorist attack in her name. Girl, you're famous. And it's tragic and it's so crazy. I mean, that truly is such a crazy thing to like kind of have on your rap sheet of your career.
Crazy.
A terrorist attack carried out in your fucking name. I mean, not that many people can say that. That's so insane. Like
That's
Ariana
insane.
Grande has truly been through
Full trauma.
Yeah. Ariana Grande is somebody to me where it's like she clearly has kind of a loose sense of identity. She clearly is somebody to me who kind of is like, with every guy that she dates, she sort of metamorphosizes and changes her
Ethnicities.
race, the pitch of her voice, the way she does her hair, all these things.
Do you think her and SpongeBob are gonna make it?
They broke up, no?
They broke up.
I don't know if that's official word.
Honestly,
What do you know,
it's
Jules?
like, I think, here's the thing, it's like, with Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo and their like weird homoerotic competitive eating disorder friendship, it's like that's the kind of friendship that you get when you're like in a theater program in high school. These women did not sort of have like normal upbringings like that. They were like stars. And so, I mean, I don't know. I think Cynthia Erivo maybe became famous as an adult, but it's like she was always like supremely talented. It's like if you're like a mediocre talent in a high school theater program, you're gonna find another bitch and you guys are gonna like fight to see who can be the best anorexic, and also you're gonna make out when you guys get drunk. They are now doing that in their 30s. It's that type of thing where it's like they're just doing it later. Ariana Grande dating like the geeky theater boy when she's like the hot girl who's like the lead of the musical. It's like, you're supposed to do that when you're 16. She's just doing it in her 30s. It's like, celebrities work on an entirely different timeline than the rest of us, especially if they got famous when they were young. They just, the milestones are just, they happen in different order. So we must be patient with Ariana.
Okay, I know we have to wrap up, but one last question, because we're talking a lot about like pop stars being like living out, you know, what they didn't do in high school in their pop stardom. Would you say though that Lady Gaga is like a full-blown adult?
Yes, I would definitely like pharmaceutical company ads, like that's grown lady shit. Yeah, I think I would say Lady Gaga is a full-blown adult. I would say like some of the choices that she makes in her film career are a little questionable, where I'm like, you're trying to live out a childhood fantasy again, where it's like, girl, why would you do Joker 2? And why would you think this is a serious movie? You know what I mean? But in terms of the music and like the public image that she presents her music with, yeah, I think Gaga is like Madonna in that way, where it's like this pop shit is serious to her. This pop shit is like curated and smart, and she's always been an extremely distinct sort of like aggregator of like subculture and culture in general, and then sort of reflects it back out to us in a really interesting and edgy way. And so yeah, I think Gaga, especially now that she's like, you know, just posted up in her mansion with like her kind of like a little bit fat rich husband, and she's like, I take, like in the commercials, like, I take my Nurtec because I have to perform, and sometimes when I have a migraine I can't do that. And then she's making like, you know, $1 billion hand over fist for these commercials. That's grown lady shit to me. So, you know, Taylor Swift is not going to be like Cymbalta, you know, like that's not gonna happen. Ariana Grande is not gonna be like Wegovy, you know. I mean, maybe actually Wegovy, maybe, but you know, Ariana Grande is not gonna be like Sky Rizzy, you know. It's like that's not happening. But I do think Lady Gaga is a grown ass bitch, yeah.
Okay,
and I respect her a lot.
Okay, and on that note, I think we've seen it all.
This has been my pop star summit. This is what I do. I like literally anytime somebody gives me a hot mic, I'm like, so we're gonna talk about how fucking, I don't know, we're gonna talk about how Chappell Roan is a fake lesbian. And yeah.
Wait, see, do you really think she's a fake lesbian?
I think she's what I like to call a reactive lesbian. My grandma is one of these women where my grandma was so wronged by men that she was like, I'm a dyke now. And I think Chappell Roan probably, if she like really listened to her heart, would be biologically bisexual. But I think like at a certain point, it's like being gay can be a choice, because you can kind of just choose to do that if it's not your initial truth. And I think Chappell Roan realized that like maybe culturally and, you know, emotionally, it would be better for her to be a lesbian. Maybe that would add more peace to her life. Maybe it would like coalesce with her sort of aesthetic more. And so for all intents and purposes, yes, she is a lesbian, but I look at her sometimes and I'm like, I know that maybe you kind of do like to have angry sex with a man.
I get that. I mean, there was a time where I almost became a reactive lesbian, and I totally agree with that assessment.
It happens.
Yeah,
I saw it in my own grandmother. It happens to women. What's your perception of like Harry Styles' life and career?
Before, I was so disappointed because he would just date white women. But then now he's dated 2 black women. So I feel
he dated
like
Taylor Russell and who else?
Olivia Dean right now.
Oh, Olivia Dean.
Yeah, so I feel like, but to me, he's just like my end game. Like I want to.
Do you think?
You
Okay,
were a One Direction girl. Yeah.
Do you think that if you had started liking One Direction a little bit older, because I feel like there's some type of indoctrination that happens with us when we're in the 3rd grade, right?
Yeah.
And that's when we first like stumble upon like our first crush, right? Like I would still fuck a fat Leo today.
Really?
And like with my whole chest and with my whole pussy, and I probably wouldn't enjoy it, but I would have to like.
You would have to scratch that itch. Yes, absolutely.
Do you think that if you were like, oh, I like One Direction, but you were 15, would you have had that same like voracious kind of
15? Maybe.
Because you don't like white guys.
I know, that's also the problem.
You're scared of white penis.
She's scared of white penis.
He's your one and only. He's your exception.
I think I would just do a blind, like I just close my eyes when I'm sucking his dick, but I'd still do it. Like he's just
got
my
curly hair.
dream.
You could pretend he's Latino if you squint enough.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Gosh, that was so great. Thank you so
Ivy,
much,
thank you
Ivy.
for being
having
here. Is
me.
there anything you want to plug?
If you live in Brooklyn, New York, my show Struggle Bus, which is a competition to see which comedian had the most traumatizing life, will be at Life World in Brooklyn on fucking September 14th. My Instagram is at WolkMindVirus2, WOLKMINDVIRUS 2. Follow me there for ticket information. And I'm always hopping around on tour, so you can find me there.
And I am on tour officially. And September 12th and 13th, I'm going to be in Madison, Wisconsin. And I'm coming to Portland, Seattle, Denver, a bunch of places. You can get tickets at prettylittlebabytour.com or the link below. And anything else, guys?
Can we plug this? Is this out?
Oh, yeah.
Ebb Ocean Club.
Ebb Ocean Club's my hair care line.
Delilah has hair care.
Thanks,
Buy it.
Ivy. Really good stuff. Go to eboceanclub.com or at eboceanclub on Instagram.
I'm excited to use this because my hair only looks good today because I use my mother's shampoo since I'm staying with her, but it always looks bad.
What does she use?
She gets like custom stuff, like from like pros and stuff. So she like has the nice shit, but I use the dollar store bullshit. So
Don't do that.
I know
I'll hook you
it's
up.
killing me. But
And as always, we'll see you next week with a brand new episode. Bye, everybody.
Bye.